Have you practiced taking on a New Year's resolution? I've tried, but I have not been successful. And so I've been playing around with a different concept over the last couple of years. And in 2022, I had significant success with choosing a word to focus my intention. And I want to share this with you, one, as an alternative to picking a resolution, but second, because I think it's really important to know how powerful words are. Now, I am not an English language major. I don't teach language arts, but words have become increasingly important for me in the last several years, and it's something I teach a lot to my clients. My name is Tammy, your leadership and communication skills coach, and today we're talking happy. So I already feel it. So did you notice that? Oof, big sigh. That's because we're going back in time when I didn't even know if I felt happy. And that is when the word happy became important to me, that I wanted to explore it in 2022. Now, before I tell you the results, I want to take you back a little bit, and that's what that heavy sigh was for. I can't even recall how many years this has been. My children would come to me and they'd play like a video on Facebook or TikTok now, or the other social medias that they use. And they'd be like, oh, my mom, this is hilarious. You need to watch this. And they would show it to me and I'd be like, huh, that's funny. And sometimes they would look at me and say, you're not laughing. Why aren't you laughing? And it became a standard response for me to tell others, I don't laugh on the outside, I laugh on the inside. My girls and guys, let me tell you, that came to my attention this last little while. And so I was starting to think, who laughs on the inside? Who doesn't laugh on the outside? And when did I stop laughing on the outside? Serious questions were coming towards me. And I was like, whoo, I don't want to go through life going, huh, that's funny. I want to friggin' laugh. I want to feel the belly sore. I want to have the tears running down my eyes again. And it became very apparent to me that I wasn't doing that anymore. And I didn't even know the last time that I had. So that didn't mean I went around miserable. I wasn't sad and depressed. Quite engaging, pleasant on the outside, but on the inside, I didn't feel happy. And so in 2022, happy became my word for the year. And I want to share with you a little bit about how that worked through me in the year, and then talk a little bit about what I'm going to do for 2023. And I would love to hear from you in the chat below as I walk you through this for me. If you use a word to help guide your intentions, your actions, your exploration on an annual basis. And if you haven't, if you're going to consider one, let me know what that word is below and we can celebrate and connect throughout the year. So as I mentioned at the beginning of 2022, I didn't know if I even felt happy. And so that became my very first question, is to find out the answer to, do you even feel happy, Tammy? Like, feel it on the inside, not just express it on the outside. Because like I said, I was still enjoying life and smiling, but I wasn't sure if I was on the inside smiling. It didn't take me long to start to notice that, oh, I do feel happy. A smidge. There's something inside here that I hadn't noticed for a very long time. And I think it's because I had journeyed through a few different workplaces where relationships weren't easy. Workplace bullying was there. I struggled in some of those places to figure out how to solve that because I didn't have the tools back then. And there was this cumulative effect, I think, that just kind of muted or stunted any emotions in me. I didn't feel highs, I didn't feel lows anymore. I was just kind of numb and I didn't notice. So I was kind of glad that my kids were questioning this. And so as I was starting to notice that, oh my God, yes, oh, there it is. There's a little flicker. I want more of that. My question soon changed to, what makes you happy? And 2022 was that was the question I ended up resting on for the rest of the year. And as I started to focus more on the question of what makes me happy, I started to see more of what actually does make me happy. And I started to trim the things that don't make me happy. And I started to do things that were aligned with who I was. And as I continued to focus on what makes me happy, there was more showing up. Now, listen, I have said this many times with my clients, what you focus on grows. It expands, it becomes more present in your life. And over a couple of months, I started to notice that I was smiling on the inside and it matched what people were seeing on the outside. And then I started to notice I was laughing. I remember the first day I was like, oh my God, I just laughed out loud. Like, I haven't done that in a really long time. And now at the end of 2022, I am regularly laughing out loud at the memes, at the short videos, at just life in general. And I have found a love for happy in my life. And it all started with just asking a question and it all started with picking a word. And that word led to a question and an inquiry and an exploration. And that exploration led to an expansion of awareness around it. And I got to really tune into it. So much so that I honestly don't want to let that word go. I do have a little fear that if I don't focus on it, it might go away. Work on that with my therapist for sure. We do talk about that. But I am delighted to share that happy has worked into my life in such amazing degrees that I am feeling like I am loving life. So I'm wondering if you've ever picked a word for you. Now 2023 is coming up and I will be picking a new word. And there's one that's toying on, there's actually a few that I've been playing with, but one keeps coming forward because it's a priority for me in my coaching business as well. And I'm going to share it here with you. I don't know if it'll be what I end up resting on when January 1st comes along, but it has been pretty prominent in my thoughts. So the word for me for 2023, as it is right now, is listen. And that word is going to spark a whole lot of questions. And the first question for me is, how well do you listen? And from there, it's like, are there places or relationships where listening is easier and harder? Can I listen deeper? Can I listen to the things that aren't said? Can I create a richer experience through my listening? There's a lot of questions that are coming up for me. But the first one is, how well do I listen? Because I have noticed, and I swear, my theory is it's connected to the years of trauma that I was in, that my ears became highly attuned to look for the dangers. And I'm filtering through some of that so I can listen more intentionally. And it's because, as I was saying, it's because I have noticed there are times where people will ask me a question and I will answer, and I'm like, oh, wait, I don't think I actually listened. I don't think I let the words filter through long enough for me to answer. And so listening has become something that's been a focus of mine through the exploration of happy, ironically. And so I offer that one up as a potential word for you. But your word, if you're wondering what can a word be, anything. Anything that's important to you. So it could be connection, could be love, could be growth, possibility, opportunity, whatever it is that you are looking more for in your life, that you're curious about more, that you'd like to explore more. I invite you to make that a word for 2023 and watch it evolve throughout the year and see what it brings to you. Because what you focus on grows. So share with me in the comments below, if you would, if you've used this practice before, what words you've used before and how that's worked for you, what you've learned about yourself, and maybe share what word you're looking at using for 2023. I'd love to hear and support you throughout that journey, and we'll touch base and we'll keep conversation going in the chat below. So that's it. Really short video to say 2022 has been a blast for me personally. I have grown so much in my emotional expression, and I can't wait to see what you do with 2023 and what has worked for you in 2022.